Hello, sir. Can you please tell me your name and the name of your business?
Yes, my name is Augusto DeCastro. The business name is under Malia Farms, LLC.
Great. And um, can you tell me what is your connection to Hawaii? How did you get here and why do you stay?
Ooh, that's a long story. 2010, I moved to Hawaii, not by choice, more of an obligation to my mother. She was diagnosed with cancer at the time, but luckily she's good to go now. So, and I decided to stay just because I didn't really know Hawaii too much before I got here. But ever since I got here, I think overall life for me here is a lot better quality than where I was in California where I moved. So that's why I stayed. It's because Hawaii's been so well. The people in general are very welcoming. You don't find that in general in the mainland or outside. Um, so I think I found my place here. So.
That's great. Can you tell me what you grow?
Ooh, I grow just, well, not everything, but I'm focusing on vegetables. Anything that has um, kind of like nutritional value. Um, so right now I have tomatoes, I have okra, I have carrots, cilantro, green beans, what do you call it? Radish, beets.
Wow.
Yeah, and sweet potatoes right now. And then on the other end, I have collard greens. And I'm going to be planting corn here this coming weekend.
Oh.
So I'm going to try to plant that.
Wow.
It's my first time, so I
Oh.
don't know how it's going to go.
And where are you selling what you grow?
I sell directly to my CSA members primarily. Since that's how we got started with Ag School and Ag Pro. I decided to continue just doing that only because my customers, they want to keep doing it. So I figured, okay, let me see if I can explore that market just because it's not tapped as much here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So since I figured less competition in that end, and it's just too broad anyway as far as who you can market, and trying to stay hyper localized to doing that. So I'm not trying to serve the North Shore or anything like that. So just like anything in between here and my plot in Waimanalo to where I live in town. So if I'm on my way home, then I can just drop off.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. On your route.
Right.
Kind of on your route already.
So I figured I could still cast a wide net, even though I'm trying to stay more local, try to serve Waimanalo, but at the same time, if I could cast it wider, I could. And so that's how I figured it.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Like to be on the route.
Yeah.
How did you get into farming?
Just through the Go Farm Hawaii. My friend originally, Rosie, she took the class before me, and if you would have asked me back in 2015 if I would do farming, I probably would have looked at you with a crazy look. Why would I do that? But ever since then, she's talked about it and just hyped it up for me to where I was really curious, and so I figured, what's there to lose? Just attend the Ag Curious class, and then we'll see how it goes. And then from there, I said, okay, I'll check out what's the next stage.
Exposure.
Exposure, yeah, where you attend the 4 weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, well, let's check it out. I'd like to see other farms. So it just kind of stemmed on from there. I just kept going, thinking that I could just jump out anytime if it wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
But as I went through Ag School and Ag Pro, they opened up my eyes a lot about how our food system is, and I think once I sort of molded over, I can't help but just think, if I can affect this, especially with my friends regarding health, coming from, you know, again, from since my mother was, you know, diagnosed with cancer, so I had that interest in the area to just, for me, to remain healthy and hopefully not contract anything like that. So that's where the interest.
How you got in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is it just you who works on the farm, or does somebody help you?
Yeah. So going through ag school and ag pro, Richard, he went through it with me. So he still comes and helps me out during weekends and whenever he can come out here if he's not busy with his main job. So yeah, we formed that partnership just because he wasn't able to fully commit, but still wants to get involved, and that's what he's doing. And then sometimes my mother will come out. I try not to get her to come out here just because the conditions are just brutal. But you know, she'll come out and help me harvest, do other things too, and she'll do my seedlings for me.
Oh, that's a good job.
Yeah, and then she'll cook some stuff and then post it for me as well. So.
Oh, I like that job. I want that part. I can seedlings, and maybe I can take pictures of it and post it. So do you have another job?
I do. You know, I do. What do you call? I'm a consultant for a couple of engineers where I do drafting for them, and I also do photography. Okay. I do family photos and sports photography.
Really? Yeah. How did you get into that?
Yeah, moving out here in Hawaii, coming from a technical field, there wasn't much job here for me. So I figured, you know, at the time that I came here, I really had to be flexible with my time to help out with my family regarding my mom's condition. So I, you know, and it was difficult to find like a part-time job per se. So I figured I'll try that, you know, develop that skill in photography. So I started with that. Yeah.
And then what does Richard do?
He is a lawyer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
He works downtown.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Now, well, you know, we're seeing so much multi-profession.
Yes.
You know, especially with our gold farmers. You know, like, it blows my mind, actually. Like, these dual lives everyone has. I mean, they're really polar.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's also really telling.
Yeah.
You know, like, because it's so opposite of what it's like I don't want to say like a way of coping, but a way of balance almost. You know, just seeing this you know, and again, like, Richard's a lawyer, but he just like still wants that part of him that can be out here in the wild.
Yeah, he comes out here and he'll just tackle the nutsedge and he'll just be in a zen mode, and that's his way of releasing stress.
Yeah, decompressing.
Yeah, so I just do whatever you want. I don't care.
Make it happen for yourself. Can you share with us maybe some of the pros of having a small local business or small local farm in Hawaii?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of, from what you had mentioned about, you know, different people coming from different lives doing farming. A lot of it comes from the fact that people are noticing, you know, health effects of our current food system right now. So that people are realizing that more, and I think people want to look for something like, you know, local, fresh, you know, instead of being shipped and coming from another place that you don't know what they did with it, you know, maybe sitting in a ship for a week or so. So they had to do something to those produce in order to keep them sort of fresh looking. And I think people are wanting something that they know, you know, how the food is grown, and a little bit more transparent in that area. So I think having a small farm, I think that's, right now, that's what I'm trying to find out, how the best, you know, how to manage transparency at the same time, still make enough money to be sustainable for for the farm to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Definitely.
yeah.
What do you feel like has been your greatest challenge?
Yeah, time.
Time. Yep.
Not enough time. Since small farm like this, I'm not making any. I'm not profitable yet, so I still have to do my other jobs. So time is the biggest challenge for me right now. But I feel like as I keep practicing this, I get more efficient, and I think eventually I'll get there.
Yeah, I've been talking to farmers all day, and it's not easy.
No.
No one said it was easy. Everyone I interviewed today,
I see. Yeah, when they're recruiting you from ag exposure to, they're
like,
saying, "Are you still want to farm?" like,
but it's it seems like there is something about it that keeps you here. Is there, what is it about farming that keeps you farming?
I, it's multiple things. When I first came to Hawaii, I got involved with the trail running community. Originally, the running community, then it went to eventually trail running community. So it's a lot of health aspects. That's what keep me out here, and just being out, doing long runs, just being out and sweaty and being out in the sun, and when it rains and you could be running through mud. I think I've learned to just kind of accept being sweaty and dirty all the time, to where it translates here, because it's gonna be hot, it's gonna be muddy, and I feel like I'm getting my workout here, so it's all encompassing to me. And at the same time, I'm growing the stuff that I want to eat, for myself, and I feel like, so that's why my market is mainly the people, usually my friends that are into the same, physical endurance type activities. Eventually I'll branch out more, but yeah, that's who I'm serving right now.
No, that's great. And then where do you see the future of agriculture in Hawaii going?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, my experience here in Go Farm. I like that the Go Farm initially gives you that support with incubator with 3 years to try to practice and develop your business. And it seems like, and I haven't really gone out, but from my understanding, it's really not that much support from local government, I guess, just because you hear these things about there is a lot of farmland, it's just not being productive, and you kind of hear about why, and you hear in general all the gentlemen farmers that have land, but they only produce enough to say that they're being productive, so it's not really enforced in that sense. So I feel like if somehow, if you own ag land, you should be producing more. I mean, if they're gonna talking about commercial farming, especially Go Farm Hawaii, whoever owns ag land should be commercial farmers too. I don't know, that's just my opinion.
No, we're just looking at, I think that those kinds of conversations are important, sort of. And I feel like I am stumping a lot of people with the future of ag question, just because there's so much possibility, and a lot of pieces to put together. So that seems pretty across the board. Final question. If you were gonna share with us one thing, one piece of advice, one takeaway, I've been telling everyone, if we lost this video and somebody dug it up in the future and and there was a message that you could give to them about farming in Hawaii, what they need, or whatever your message is to people regarding farming in Hawaii, what would it be?
To me, my experience with it is the fact that I was brought up to think that farming is somewhat of a second class type activity, and you're gonna be hot in the hot doing manual labor. You don't want to do that. Get a good education and so that you could earn more money at the same time, like be inside a air conditioned room. So there's sides of that I'm like, okay, good. But then once you get there, you find yourself in cubicles, and it's really not that healthy. Come to find out, and so what I would say is basically, don't be afraid of work. We're meant to work. I think, not sit around in front of computers and whatnot. It's not going to kill you. Nothing. If anything, it's good for you. So, yeah.
I like that. So Augusto, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
Oh, find me here, my plot, or I have a website. It's www.maliafarms.com. I'm also on Facebook, so if you just put in maliafarms.com, it's in there. Instagram, Malia Farms is in there, or at Malia Farms, all one word. Twitter, same thing, at Malia Farms, all one word.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So now we know. Now we know where to find you. And are your other services, like your other support services, are those also available for people, or is it do you just do by referral?
Right now, with photography, I sort of I have to slow it. I'm prioritizing farming right now,
Yep.
so I kind of slow down with photography. But with my other drafting job, I just have 2 clients. I'm just limiting it to them just because it gets too crazy.
Keeping it manageable.
Right.
Keeping it manageable.
Yeah.
Thank you, Augusto.
You're welcome.
Yay,
Bye.
bye.